Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boosted Boilon back for another Saturday video update. One thing that I want to say is why does my account always have this goddamn hashtag Thor here? Every single time I load up my game, it's here. I think my account is bugged. I guess in a good way because we're here again to talk about the craziness that is the boosted account. Also, my progress that I've made over the last week, which is a lot. It's obscene, actually, how much progress that I made. So, in the first half of the video, I'm going to be going over some recorded footage that I did a couple of days ago regarding the Scourge events, which are just ending but rotating into the trial events, which we're going to talk about more in this video. We're also going to do a bit of a roster recap now that I'm at level 75. And yes, I've started my way into Dark Dimension 3. I've also cleared Dark Dimension 2, but this was just a massive auto fest for my Extreme X-Men, which I'm not going to go into that great detail because I think I kind of did last week's video talking about DD1 at least. And so, yeah, my experience with 2 was pretty much the same, just set on auto. But anyways, I want to talk about all the characters that I've been working on. And if you're in a position like me, the types of characters that you should be working on as well. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. I can't believe I actually did it, but yeah, so I have managed to unlock Archangel and clear at 500k for my boosted account here. We got a 3-star Archangel at, I'm level 72 now. It wasn't actually all that difficult, but I will tell you, because I'm about to claim it and unlock him here. I'll go do that later. But anyways, I managed to clear milestones 1, 2, and 3, which is actually really good because you also get 10 training orbs on each of them. So I just got 30 training orbs, which is really good in all those purple and orange elite orb fragments. So that's all usable stuff for this account right here. Now, how did I do this? I had to basically max my scourges on difficulty 4. I did not touch difficulty 5 because as soon as you go into difficulty 5, that's when the traits change. Now, I will say that right off the bat, there is a lot of pain in the ass scourges. Before the trials had a lot less of these, right? There were packs and there's like 10 of them max. These ones had like so many of them. And some of the ones that are in combination with each other, the strong opener, on spawn enemies gain immunity. Basically, I just had to overpower the nodes and just kill them. Like there wasn't a lot of ways I could like flip that. And then there was, I actually got rid of zombification. I probably could have had that. So what I would have done in the future is I would keep this and get rid of when it rains, because this was a serious pain in the ass. You guys might remember this from Cosmic Crucible, right? When a positive effect is applied to an enemy character, increase the duration of all positive effects +1. This is a serious pain in the ass if you cannot flip a lot of these positive status effects, and especially on top of just having everything else. So it is really crazy. There is a lot of stuff in here. You can go through all the scourges. The things that I did actually keep off was the max health ones because it didn't really contribute anything in the grand scheme of things in the points, and I didn't need it because the expected run is 500k. You need at least 500k. Now, what was really easy about these is I basically use my Extreme X-Men for almost everything. Except for the villains. The first 2 nodes are minion or villain. I did leverage my Sinister 6 here. So my Sinister / Superior 6. And then for basically anything beyond that, it was Extreme X-Men. Hero, Hero, Hero again on node 5. Mutant, right? That's still Extreme X-Men. Mutant. And then no restrictions on this. So you could continue to use Extreme X-Men as well. And then finally, node 10 is Hero. So you essentially are using Extreme X-Men. You can use Extreme X-Men for like 8 of the 10 nodes. It's actually insane. Now, for these non-restricted ones, I did use the Eternals with Vol and Kestrel. However, it was a little bit challenging, actually. I felt that you could probably just use Extreme X-Men all the way through because they're better characters, they're newer characters, and when you power up Sunspot like right in the beginning here at node number 3, and he gets like 10 charges every single time you start any of these nodes, you're giving the team 10 energy. So it's absolute insane because this is just like using them in Dark Dimension. And if any of you have done that, Extreme X-Men is just beyond bonkers for anything related to Dark Dimension or any Scourger trials where you can use them. So just a little bit of a fun note there. And when it comes to the other Scourges, like you would probably want to do something similar. Again, expected run score of 500k. you need to get that 500k to unlock the various horsemen. And it's not so much that they're harder necessarily. Again, you have lots of scourges here. I'm not going to go through all this stuff. It's pretty crap. But the characters that I just don't have prepared quite yet. So for the War Scourge, for example, if you want to get that 500k, the 3-star unlock for Red Hulk, Bio, that would be my hive mind basically. Maybe Ghost Spider when the Spider Society buffs go in, and I start using her more. But this is not a team that I'm currently actively leveling right now, but they will soon. And then that's for 1 and 2. Then we have Avengers. Now, what I would probably be doing is new Avengers because I need to double dip with them or triple dip even maybe. For the Green Goblin Classic Trials, which we're going to be talking about as well, and that's Avengers 3 and 4. So that makes the most sense. Heroes, again, you can leverage the Extreme X-Men there if you want to, and then villains, we're kind of back to the Sinister Six again because that makes probably the most sense here. And skill, again, not all of them, but a lot of the new Avengers are skill. Two of them are skill. Ronin and Mockingbird are skill, and then Black Knight. For those of you who do have him, that one could be a little bit more challenging. However, again, Spider Society now, so they're going to be skill characters, and that's probably what I'm going to be waiting for. And Hero again for Extreme X-Men. I'm not in a huge rush for Red Hulk. I don't really have a lot of plans for using these characters. What I hate is that when you back out of the Scourges, you have to go all the way back to the navigation of the menu here in the Epic campaign. Pestilence, I've been trying to get my way through. This one's a little bit harder because there's actually a Scourge that penalizes blocking, which is what Sinister Six are. And I forget where it is, but it's like if you block, you get stunned. Yeah, this one here. Pyrrhic Victory, if you block, you get stunned. Pain in the ass for a lot of my characters which do have deflect. So I've been trying to run this city node here with Sinister Six. Mine just aren't strong enough to overcome all the blocking shenanigans, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But I did manage to beat the other ones before. Again, with Extreme X-Men, we had Global 3 and 4, Hero 1 and 2. Extreme X-Men just slaughtered this. So if I can get past 5 and 6, and then 7 is also Sinister Six, really, I mean, that's what I'm going to be having. Cosmic is going to be some mishmash of Vol, Deathpool, and the Eternals. And then again, we're back to Sinister Six. So they are using a lot of things. Maybe it's possible I could get the 500k if I got rid of Pyrrhic Victory. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to stack on some other Scourges to make up for that. I didn't really think about that. But that's my plans for Morgan Le Fay. And then finally for Famine, we have, again, you can see a lot of the, especially in the difficulty 4, it's a lot easier for that bear unlock, which is really kind of all I'm looking for at this point. If I want to get more stars later on, I'll do that later, right? It'll be a lot easier. City, again, that's going to be your Sinister Six, could be your Hive Mind, could be your Spider Society, right? Mutants, Extreme X-Men, right? Yet again, Heroes, Extreme X-Men, villains, Sinister Six for those nodes there. And then Cosmic, what I just talked about, even Cosmic Mystic, is all of those I just talked about. Eternals, Vol, and Deathpool are all Cosmic Mystics. So that shouldn't be the big of a problem. And back to Extreme X-Men. So the point of this all was that for all 4 of these Scourge events, you're going to leverage Extreme X-Men in an insane amount of times. In fact, you're also going to use them in trial events. So it's just absolutely nutty, how frequently they're used and how they're the best characters that you possibly want to build for the widest range of things. Dark Dimension, Scourges, Trials, you name it, they can be used for almost everything. It's like a Swiss Army knife that doesn't stop giving. Okay, so part 2 of the video, we're going to be talking about my roster. What has changed? Well, obviously we've had the anniversary gifts plural, all the stuff that came in. I'm not going to rehash all of that. Check out my other videos discussing those kinds of things. But I want to talk about what I'm doing right now. Now that I hit level 75, this is a huge milestone for my roster because now I'm into Dark Dimension 3, I'm into Gear Tier 14, and I'm into Blue ISO on some characters. So basically, we have Kestrel here, we have the Extreme X-Men, and yes, I did unlock Black Knight, who is absolute insane. Actually, very quickly, before we go through more of the roster, I'm just going to show you what's going on in my arena right now for this update, and I am currently at rank 66. Yes, that's my dog. And I have Extreme X-Men 4 with Black Knight. This is my team. Black Knight does a lot of the heavy lifting. I'll be honest, he's absolutely insane. I can't even express, how insane this character really is. So if you're able to get him through the current strike pass, yes, I did spend money on this account to do it. I think it's still worth it if you want to get him unlocked early. He is going to be a premium orb exclusive, though, if you saw my other video from the blog post. So there will be opportunities to get them unlocked for free but it will just take a little bit longer because I think the free track of the strike pass is 40 shards. So depending on where you're sitting at. So I've been going around basically focusing on my raid teams because from last time we're well into Doom Raid 1 First Strike. That's what our alliance is doing right now. So we need to make further progress on this, get into actual Doom 1 and then Doom 2 and things like that. So I've been working entirely like 100% for the most part on my raid teams. That's been my Extreme X-Men, that's been my Pegasus, and that's been my Hive Mind. Those are my three main ones. So you can see Kestrel up here, my only maxed out character. I may look into getting a 1 diamond actually for her, even this early. My Extreme X-Men. Black Knight's an exception because he's just super amazing. I do have Vol, some Pegasus characters down here, some more Extreme X-Men, some more Hive Mind, and a little bit of Sinister Six. Not everyone is 75 gear tier 14. I'm just slowly kind of working my way up. Yeah, resources is a thing, right? Training modules, gold, all that. Luckily, I have a lot of gold, but I think I have less training modules than I do have gold, so I need to be careful about where I'm spending that. So I'm just focusing on one raid team at a time. I got all of my Extreme X-Men to green 5, and now my next goal is Pegasus to green 5, and then Hive Mind to green 5, and then because that's where I need to get them ready for Doom Raid 1 and Doom Raid 2 to make sure that I can go into those nodes. Doom Raid First Strike does not actually have an ISO requirement, so that's nice to be able to test those nodes out, which is basically a replica of Doom Raid 1. So a lot of these characters I am working on simultaneously, slowly, and I do have non-hearted characters, but these are basically all of the newer characters. There's a few characters I haven't unlocked yet that I really hope I do soon. That includes Darkhawk, Void Knight, and Ronin. Ronin is going to be necessary for the new Avengers. He's the last character that I have actually for the Green Goblin Classic Trials, which I think is going to be rolling around on Monday, and a character that I also want to get ASAP. Spider-Man Noir, he is in the arena store, so as soon as I unlock Ronin, I'm going to be pivoting to Noir, but I expect that we're going to get some free shards for him in the test drive of the Spider Society. You can see some of my other characters here as well. Do have a rank up for Deathpool, actually. A Vulture, some of the Sinister Six members, and my Eternals, who I did G14, and then the other Extreme X-Men with Spider Weaver. In terms of my Dark Dimension 3, I'll just show that off really quickly here. I am progressing through this a little bit, and so the first nodes and the global section, I did use Extreme X-Men. Now you need 5 to start, but then once you get in, there's actually no requirement. You could actually go in with 1 character, not that I recommend it. But for Cosmic, I'm doing 3 characters. I'm using Kestrel and the Eternals, and I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with City yet, but I think I'm going to do, I think some combination of Ghost Rider Robbie with my Hive Mind, because I want to really maximize my raid characters, and I think that's the best way that I'm going to be able to do that. So that's currently on my schedule right now. I don't expect that every single level cap, every 5 levels, that I'm going to be in the new Dark Dimension necessarily all the time, because there's a lot of, spreading out my resources and things like that. And I'm not really expecting to do that. Just wanted to let people know, what I'm doing there. And like I said, as far as my raids go, Doom Raid 1, First Strike, that is happening there. We're not quite at the 50% mark, because once we do, I will be moving us on to the actual Doom 1 and see where we land there. But I'm really happy with the progress that we made. And this is the 30-day mark of this account. So the fact that we are where we are after 30 days is just nothing short of, insanity or absolute craziness. And it's a lot of fun. Like, this is the most fun that I've ever had in Marvel Strike Force, I have to admit. Now I have at level 75 Heroes Hard and Villains Hard. I'm slowly working my way. This just happened literally the other day, and so I'm slowly working through the nodes. I'm actually already almost up to Heroes 6-6. I'm going to slow down at chapter 7, unfortunately, which is where the infamous Darkhawk is farmable. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this, because I need like higher tier city, global, and cosmic characters, specifically in the heroes category. And I don't know if I have enough. I don't have city heroes specifically. I have like Ghost Rider Robbie, and that's it. I don't really have a lot of them built. So this is going to stop me from going further, and I'm going to have to think about this to get to Darkhawk's node, which I really, really, really need to do. And I do have the Villains hard mode unlocked, but I haven't made a lot of progress on this yet, and I will do that over time. And I think there's probably some characters in here that I'm going to need to eventually get to, that I'm going to want to, but my villains are not as strong as my hero lineup is, because I've been focusing more on those characters. Hive Mind's probably my best villains team. Sinister Six and my Hive Mind are probably my best villains team, but they're not super, super high. They're not gear tier 14 yet at this point. And so beyond this, just going through the motions, what else am I doing? Well, I'm getting ready for Green Goblin Classic, like I said. This is going to be on Monday. My frame's blocking. This is Green Goblin down here. This is an infographic that I've produced a while back, but I want to raise this really quickly for those of you who maybe are thinking about this, because I think getting Green Goblin Classic Trial, Goblin Class, blah, 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 GGC, getting him unlocked is super important, ASAP, and a high priority. Now, you're going to need to run this at difficulty 4, which is average, I would say about gear tier 12-ish, maybe 13, depending on some characters. And this is something that I personally recommend. I'm going to probably highlight this in the next video after I accomplish doing this. But I've been, in the back of my mind, thinking about the characters that I need specifically for this. Ignore Nova and Black Cat at this point, because a lot of the characters required to use specifically for Black Cat isn't that friendly right now for newer accounts. Things like the Mystic Villains, things like the Global Controllers. These ones contain a lot of characters that you're not necessarily going to have access to right now, or you're not going to have them built up, right? You're not going to have Dormammu, you're not going to have Doom, you're not going to have your Morgan Le Fay, probably. Right, and so this is something that I'm working for Green Goblin, specifically New Avengers, because you only need both of these for difficulty 8. Otherwise, use New Avengers and utilize that first. And then you have City Villains, which, again, you can, at this point, leverage an entire Sinister Six team, ignore Black Cat and GGC in there. Global Blasters, or possibly just Blasters. I'm not sure what the difficulty 4 requirement is. This is for D5 and higher, but I'm expecting to leverage 3 of my Extreme X-Men. And I also actually do have Archangel unlocked, as you guys saw earlier on in the video. So I'll be able to do that, and then tech stuff, which is Pegasus, right? So these are all characters that I have available, and these are the characters that I'm focusing on so that I can at least get Green Goblin unlocked, because it's gonna be huge for City Villains, and it's just gonna be huge for the Sinister Six in general. And so that's currently my plans for this week. And I guess you'll know by next Saturday how well I accomplished that and what new progress that I make between now and then, because I kind of expect probably to be around the level 80-ish mark by the time my next check-in is next Saturday. So absolute crazy. Let me know in the comments down below what kind of progress you've made if you're a boosted account. If you're not a boosted account, there's still some valuable information here, I think, as well. It's just that things are going to be moving at a lot faster pace than what you are, unfortunately. So not much I can do about that. But otherwise, we do have in the Discord server, the Boilon Discord server, we have a lot of active conversation, both for regular newbies and for boosted newbies as well. So if you are one of those people and you're not part of the Discord community, recommend checking it out in the description down below. You can find the link there. So that's going to be the end of this video, everyone. And until next video or next Saturday boosted account video, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.